This app, and this app were all written without writing a single line of code. But what if I told you that there's a new niche that nobody is building for yet, and it has the potential to generate multiple six figures? Just look at how much AI apps are making. Now look at how much e-commerce guys are making. But what happens if we merge both in one simple app? So I'm going to make an AI e-commerce app together with you specifically for this video. Here's the plan. In step 1, we're going to build the entire app using a simple AI tool with no coding experience needed. In step 2, we're going to connect the entire app to an e-commerce platform so that we can ship real products. And finally, in step 3, we're going to deploy the app live with a custom domain. And in the end, we're going to connect Stripe so that we can start making money from day one. I didn't think it was possible to build an AI e-commerce app. Honestly, it sounded way too complex for AI tools. But I had to find out, so here is what I did. First, I'm opening braindumper.ai. This is a free tool that I built to fix the biggest mistake that beginners make when trying to build with AI. Most people jump straight into building and the AI just spits out something generic. Braindumper solves this by turning your idea into a perfectly structured prompt. Plus, it gives full context of your app. I'm choosing Lovable for this video because honestly, it's the best tool to build web apps with AI on the market right now. They actually just hit 100 million ARR in 8 months, which is a faster growth than OpenAI and Cursor. And they just released the Lovable agent, which builds with 91% fewer errors. So I'll start by typing this into Braindumper. I want to build an app that lets you use AI to customize clothing designs. It should be a simple AI wrapper app that uses, but now we need to pick the API for the image generation. So for this build, I'm going with OpenAI's image API. So let's open a new tab and search for OpenAI image API. Let's click on the top result, image generation, OpenAI API, and then scroll down to the image API and click on the edits section. So as we can see here, with this API, you can generate images from scratch, or you can modify existing images, or even edit specific parts by uploading an image with a mask around the area that you want to change. But here's the thing, just because the docs looks good doesn't mean the API actually performs well. So let's test it out and see if it's actually any good. Now scroll back up to the top of the page and copy the exact name of the API we'll be using. Then head back into Braindumper and mention it directly in the prompt, using the OpenAI, and then just paste the name of the API here so the AI knows exactly what to integrate. Next, I'll describe how the app should work. You'll be able to upload 2 images and write a prompt. Then AI will customize the images into a design that you can add to clothing apparel. We're going to build this AI feature later, but I just want to include it in the prompt so that the AI understands the full picture. Once your braindump is done, hit next and then generate plan. This usually takes about 30 seconds, so I'll just speed it up for you. Okay, so it took exactly 34 seconds and now you'll see the initial prompt. This is the prompt that we will paste into Lovable. And then we also have the knowledge file, which we'll come back to later. For now, just click the copy button next to the initial prompt and then hit open Lovable. Inside Lovable, paste in the prompt and let's quickly review it together. Image upload interface for 2 base designs, that's good. AI prompt input with OpenAI edits API integration, yep, that's good as well. Preview panel for generated designs, nice, but this part, user authentication for saving designs, that's not what I want right now, so I'm just going to remove that step. We'll add the user authentication later in the process, so let's just keep it simple for now. Then just hit enter and wait for it to finish. Okay, so now it's done building the first draft of the app, so let's check it out. My first impression is that it's a little messy, but we can easily fix that. Alright, here are the base design upload fields, so let's test them out. I'll upload 2 photos and see if the flow actually works. Nice, uploading works right out of the gate. Let me throw in another image here too. Now for the prompt, I'll just type something like merge these 2 images together, and then I'll hit the generate design button, but of course nothing is going to happen yet because we haven't actually hooked up the API. But it's still nice to see that it's showcasing the full preview of the flow on the side. That said, this layout definitely needs an upgrade. It's not looking clean at all right now, so let's fix that. Prompt is nice. Now let's fix up the UI and the UX of the website. I want it to be very simplistic. Let's make the initial page be just upload reference images and type in a prompt. The next page is the result and iteration page. Then the page after that will be the choose which products to add this design to, which we'll add later, and then just hit enter. And by the way, if you click this button, you can actually see the full code base. And the coolest part is that you can literally see the AI write the code in real time as it's building it. Okay, so now it's done, and this is already looking so much better just from a single prompt. It's way more simplistic, it's easier to navigate, and it feels way less overwhelming. So let's test the new flow. I'll upload 2 images and then type in a simple prompt, make these 2 look alike, and hit generate design. So the next page still isn't quite right, it's doing too much. So I'll prompt this. Still, it's too complicated, there's way too much going on. Just keep everything minimal, structured as simple steps, 1, 2, 3. While this is generating, I almost forgot about the knowledge file from BrainDumper. So let me go back to BrainDumper and get that real quick. So if I click show more here, I can see the entire project context that BrainDumper generated earlier. I'll just copy this and go back to Lovable. So if we click on the project name in the top left corner and then open settings, and under the knowledge tab, we can paste in the context from BrainDumper here. So now the AI knows exactly what we want to build on a high level. This makes the building process easier with fewer unnecessary problems. Alright, so now the AI is done generating and the new version looks much simpler. Let me upload the dog and the frog images again with the prompt make these look alike. And okay, this looks so much better. The AI even added an animation for generating images. But I just realized that something's not correct here, so let's prompt on step 2, the generated design should only be 1 picture, not 2. And then hit enter. Wow, that update was very quick. I can actually feel the difference with the new Lovable agent. But I still think the website doesn't have that premium feel yet, so let's fix that. If you head back to BrainDumper and open the Mobbin tool, you'll unlock a 20% discount if you want to use it yourself. So Mobbin is basically a giant library of real designs from the world's most successful apps. And you get the screenshots of every page, even the ones hidden behind a login or a paywall. Shopify, Revolut, Airbnb, Wise, Coinbase, OpenAI, Stripe, companies that have spent millions of dollars on their UI and UX design, and we get to reuse that work. So I'll try searching for clothing to see if anything fits our vibe. Let's check out Urban Outfitters. Yeah, no, this is not the style I'm going for. It feels a bit cluttered and chaotic. What about Shopify? There's still too much going on. I want something extremely clean and minimal, but still premium. Let's try Revolut. Okay, yes, this is perfect. They have a super clean layout, sleek design, clear hierarchy, and this is just the premium feel that we want. I'll navigate over to the marketing pages, which are usually the pages with the best design. And here's the fun part. Copying their design is so simple. Just hit the copy button on the screenshots that you like and just paste them directly into Lovable. Since Lovable can actually see images, it will use these screenshots as visual inspiration to rebuild the entire UI. So I'll go ahead and copy a bunch of screens and paste them into Lovable. I'll just speed this part up for you. Now, after uploading 10 images, I tried to paste in another one, but I got this error, image limit reached, please limit your message to 10 images. But honestly, 10 images is more than enough, it's probably even too much. So now I'll prompt this, use all these images as design inspiration for how I want my website to look. As you can see, it's simple and premium, so copy the style for our app. Okay, so now it's done, and at first glance it might look like it didn't change much, but this actually made a huge difference. And we didn't even have to prompt the AI 20 times to fix the UI. All we did was just to upload a few proven UI designs, and Lovable just one-shotted the entire front end for us. So now let's test out the flow. I'll try to upload some images, write a prompt again, and then continue to the next page. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. The next page keeps that same clean, minimalist, premium vibe, but obviously this isn't the final product. Right now we just got the front end done. So now we need to set up the actual AI image generation feature. First, I'll open the OpenAI documentation and then copy the link to the API we're going to use. Then I'll paste this link into Lovable and prompt, now help me integrate the actual AI feature using the docs above. We are using this specific OpenAI model for the AI feature. Now the AI BuildWithAI will scan the docs and integrate the OpenAI model as our main feature of the app. Now Lovable suggests connecting Supabase and storing the API key securely. So click the Supabase icon in the top right corner and then hit connect Supabase. But before we do that, we need to create the Supabase project first. So head to supabase.com, create an account and an organization if you don't have one already. Then create a new project. I'll name it custom.new and add a password. Cool, now just wait for Supabase to finish setting up the project. Okay, so now Supabase is ready. So back in Lovable, refresh the page and hit connect a project. Then choose the organization and the project that we just made, and now it's done. Lovable is now securely connected to Supabase. So now I'll just prompt, let's continue setting up the OpenAI API feature again. Next, head to platform.openai.com. Log in and create a new API key. I'll name mine custom.new, copy it and go back to Lovable and click add API key, then just paste it in. This securely stores the API key in Supabase behind the scenes. Okay, let's test it out. I'll upload 2 images, type in a prompt and hit generate, and we got an error. Let's prompt the AI. When I try to generate an image, I get the error generation failed, incorrect API key provided. Now it's done and it's still not working. Okay, so now it's time to debug. If you press Ctrl+Shift+I or on Mac Command-Option-I, you'll open the developer tools. And if you now open the network tab and try the request again, here we can see the issue for the API call right here. So the images that we upload must be PNG format and under 4 megabytes. So let's just try to convert and compress an image. I'll just open a new tab and search for image compressor, and I'll just choose one of these. And now let's try to find an image that is in PNG format. So I'll just search for frog PNG. Okay, so I'll just choose one and try to download it. Okay, let's see. No, this is not PNG. I'll try to download another one. This is not PNG either, and another one. And this is not PNG either. Okay, let me try one more time. And finally, a picture with PNG format. Now let's go over to the image compressor and upload the PNG image of the frog. Now just compress it and wait for it to finish. And when it's done, just download it. And now we have a PNG under 2 megabytes. Perfect. Now back in Lovable, let's upload the image and I'll just prompt it, make the frog look bigger. And okay, it worked. But the result honestly isn't that impressive, and I was a bit afraid about this. Now after some research, I found out that the OpenAI's image generation just isn't that good. So let's just try switching over to Hugging Face using the Flux image model. So sign up for Hugging Face and create a new token. I'll just call mine custom.new. Then just give it read permission and copy the API key. And then back in Lovable, just paste in the new API key. Okay, so now let's test out the Hugging Face API. So I'll just upload the images and then prompt make the person look like the frog, and then just wait for it to generate. And okay, yeah, this is bad. And even after refining the prompt, the model isn't actually using the image references at all. It's just generating the images from text. So I asked Lovable, is the model using the reference image? And turns out it's not. What's happening is that OpenAI scans the image and creates a description of the image, and then the Flux image generation model uses that description and the prompt to create a new image. So the reference images aren't even used. So for the third and final time, let's switch the image generation model. I'll just prompt Lovable to use the image-to-image stable diffusion model via replicate. So now head over to replicate.com and create an account, and then go over to API tokens and generate a new one. Then just copy the token and paste it into Lovable. Okay, so now let's test it again. I'll just upload an image and prompt make me look angry, but make sure I'm 90% the same. Yes, okay, so it's finally working. It's not perfect, but it actually uses the reference image now, and it keeps the same general style of the image. So for an MVP, this is very good. Now comes the fun part, connecting the e-commerce flow. We're going to integrate Printful so we can actually print our AI generated images onto clothes and ship them out as real products to customers. I'll prompt Lovable, okay, perfect. Now let's go over to the next step, the feature where we're able to upload these generated images to clothes and ship them. We'll use Printful for this. Here is their API documentation. And now in a new tab, I'll search for Printful API and open the docs. Then I'll just copy the URL and paste this into the prompt in Lovable. And then I'll also add help me set this up But first, let's plan the integration. And I'll also make sure to switch over to chat mode so the AI actually thinks through the logic before jumping straight into the code. Nice, okay, so the plan looks good. It's clear and structured, so I'll just go ahead and click the implement the plan button. So now Lovable is asking for our Printful API key, so let's go get that set up. Head over to printful.com and create an account. Once you're logged in, click on the stores in the left menu where it says manual order platform / API, click connect via API, then just name the store whatever you want and then click on continue. There are 4 steps to go through, so if you click into step 2, you'll see Printful asking you to choose specific products, but instead of doing that, click view full catalog in the top right corner. So this is how you'd normally set up a Printful product. Choose a product, upload your design, select sizes and colors, and publish it to your Shopify store. But we're doing it a little bit different. Instead of predefining one specific product, we want the user to be able to generate custom AI designs, choose any product from the entire catalog, and then place their order right into our app. This makes it way more powerful, but also a bit more complex. Now head to developers.printful.com. This is where we get the API token. Then click on tokens in the left sidebar. Here enter a token name and your email. And for the scopes part, I'm not really sure what we need to pick here, so I'll just screenshot this entire section and then open Claude, and I'll prompt if I want a store where users can generate custom designs with AI, then upload those designs to a product of their choice and order directly from my website. What do I need to check off here? So based on Claude's reply, we need to check the view store products, which we already have selected, the view and manage store products, view and manage store files, view and manage orders, and view orders of the authorized store. Now before clicking create, we also need to add an expiration date. I'll set mine to the start of 2026. So now click generate token and just copy this one, and then back in Lovable, click add API key and just paste in the new token into the field and then hit submit. Now Lovable starts setting up the entire Printful integration. The AI wants us to update the database, so I'll click apply these changes. Okay, it ran into a couple of security warnings, but luckily Lovable fixes those automatically and asks me to click apply again. There's one more issue, something with function permissions. Click apply changes one more time and it goes through. The necessary tables are now created. Alright, now that Lovable has created the database tables, let's continue with task number 2, which is setting up the authentication system. This will let users create an account and secure their AI generated designs behind a login. Lovable begins setting it up, and honestly, it basically one-shots the entire user authentication system from a single prompt. That's wild. Now it moves on to task number 3, which is setting up the Printful order processing. It asks us to input the Printful API key again, but we've already done that, so I'll just prompt you already have the Printful API key. But before continuing, let's test if signup actually works. So I'll go to authentication and users in the Supabase dashboard. Then back in the app, I'll enter an email and a password. Then I'll click sign up, and then if we go back to Supabase, we can see, yeah, okay, so here it is. The user was saved correctly. That's an entire user authentication system set up in just one prompt. That's crazy. So now that I'm logged in, let's test the AI generation again. So I'll just upload a photo of myself and type make me slightly angry, keep me 90% the same. So now just let it load, and it works. Now the generation runs properly. Let's continue by clicking choose products, and wow, okay, it just pulled in the entire Printful product catalog into our app. I'll select a product, and wait, it built a customization interface too. That's insane. I wouldn't even know how to build this manually, but Lovable generated it completely by itself. I'll just pick something for the product and hit save design, and if I now scroll down and look at that, it created a full shopping cart. What even is this? This would have taken me hours or even days to build. Now if we click proceed to checkout, it even built out a full order confirmation page. Let's fill in some placeholder info real quick and now hit submit order, and that takes us to the next step. Okay, looks like submitting the order didn't work just yet, but that's just because we haven't integrated Stripe so that the user can actually pay. So I'll prompt Lovable. Okay, let's just continue with the plan and fix this when everything is set up. Then I'll ask what's the next part of the high level plan. So the remaining steps are collect payment before sending anything to Printful, add Stripe to the checkout flow, and only submit the order when the payment succeeds. Perfect. Okay, let's do that. So head over to stripe.com and log into your account. Then on the homepage, go to the API keys section. And just a quick reminder, never share your secret Stripe key publicly. That thing gives full access to your Stripe account. To test payments without charging real cards, toggle test mode in the top right corner. Then just copy the secret testing key and then head back to Lovable, click add API key and paste it in. So once the Stripe integration is done, we need to run the app in a real browser to test it, not just in the Lovable preview. This is because Stripe checkout opens in a new tab, which won't work inside Lovable's embedded preview. So click the arrow in the top right corner, just to the right of the refresh icon. I'll fill in some fake customer details and then hit proceed to checkout. And there it is. The Stripe checkout window opens, showing the correct product and the price. For testing, just use the Stripe test card 42424242424242 and add any valid expiration date and CVV. Then click pay and nice. Okay, this worked. We've got the green success screen confirming the payment, and since the payment went through, the app now tries to submit the order to Printful, but it fails. Alright, let's debug this. Open the developer tools by pressing Ctrl+Shift+I or Command-Option-I and then go to the network tab and then click on the button again. Now we can see the failed API request. It's just this line with a 400 error request. Then just click on it and copy the full error log into the Lovable chat, and I'll just give it some context. This is the error I'm getting when trying to generate an image. Okay, so the issue is with the image upload format. So Printful has strict requirements for how product design files needs to be structured, and our app wasn't formatting them correctly. But there's still a problem. So I spent the next few hours testing and debugging, and finally I got it working. At this point, the full flow is working. Product selection and customization, user authentication, and the Stripe payment and the order submission to Printful. Now for the final step, let's actually get this app live on the internet so anyone can use it. To do that, we need to add the codebase to the cloud, host the website so it's publicly available, and add a custom domain so it feels like a real business. First, head over to github.com. If you don't already have an account, go ahead and create one. This is where our codebase will live in the cloud. Back in Lovable, click the GitHub icon in the top right corner. Now connect the GitHub account that we just created and then create a new repository. And just like that, our codebase is uploaded to the cloud and ready to deploy. Next, go to vercel.com and create an account. This is where we'll actually host the app. Inside Vercel, click connect GitHub repository and then just choose the repository we just created in Lovable, and Vercel will automatically set up the hosting for us. It's literally that simple and completely free. So as you can see here, now we have a Vercel domain. So now let's add our custom domain. Open your project inside Vercel and then go to settings, domains, and then click on add domain. Now if you already own a domain, just paste it in here, or if you don't already have a domain for your app, Spaceship is my go-to for buying domains. It's cheap, fast, and reliable, and they're actually sponsoring this video alongside Lovable, Printful, and Mobbin. And just to be clear, I only reach out to sponsors from tools I actually use myself. And I actually reached out to all of these sponsors and they all agreed to make a video together. So thank you for sponsoring this video. Now head over to buildwithai.io/tools and just open Spaceship. Here you can search for any domain name that fits your SaaS and buy it. Once you've got the domain, head back to Vercel, paste in your domain name into the add domain field and then hit save. Vercel will now connect the domain and show you exactly what you need to do to set everything up. This is very easy and only takes like 5 minutes. All you need to do is just to add these two DNS settings to your domain provider. For me, that would be Spaceship. Okay, so now it should be set up on my end, and this only took like 3 minutes. So let's open a new tab, type in the domain and then hit enter. And here it is. Our brand new AI e-commerce app is live, running on its own custom domain. Now that you've seen how powerful AI tools are for building apps, you might be thinking, what about mobile apps? Can AI build those too? And there's this one mobile app that's absolutely crushing it, making over $40,000 a month and sold for more than $1 million, built by just one guy. So check out this video right here where I clone this mobile app in just 16 minutes.